Nothing gets me excited for a horror movie quite like a cool poster. More often than not, the poster is a reliable indicator of an upcoming movie's quality. You can tell something will be awesome or a complete dud as soon as you lay eyes on the artwork. The poster acts like a stop sign, a warning to steer clear from the upcoming shit sandwich. Though, every now and then, a really interesting, eye-catching poster lures you in, entices you, tricks you into taking a big bite from the proverbial shit sandwich, watching a movie that is completely and utterly terrible. That is the topic of today's video, the 10 best examples of horrible horror movies with amazing posters. If you haven't seen any of these yet, let this act as a warning to you to keep it that way. Disclaimer, this list will have a lot of recency bias. Since I am in my 20s, most of these inclusions are movies I actually saw the posters for in person in theater lobbies before they came out and was disappointed by after I watched them. Also, quick dishonorable mentions to movies with cool looking posters and terrible Rotten Tomatoes reviews that probably would be on this list if I had seen them. I Know Who Killed Me, 9% score. Premonition, 8%. The Fog, 4%, which is somehow not the lowest score here because Fear.com, 3%. I've never seen Fear.com, but with top critic reviews such as the cinematic equivalent of spam in your email inbox, and the real torture in this vengeful cyber spirit saga comes from having to sit through such ugly trash, I probably won't be checking this one out anytime soon. Alright, starting my list at number 10, Alien Covenant. I honestly didn't mind this movie as much as some other people do. I thought there were a handful of standout scenes, some cool ideas, and striking visuals. But I will admit, for every good scene, there was also...
I'll do the fingering.
The main reason this is on my list is whether you think Alien Covenant was bad or just okay, it has such a beautiful poster. By far the best poster on this list. It looks like horrific Renaissance art. The poster really should belong to a much better film than what we got. Number 9, Halloween. I really like the design here. The silhouette of Michael Myers with a collage of his mask on the horizon is really creative, especially when you compare it to the other sequels' posters. With there being a 5-year break since the last Halloween movie, this 2007 remake really could have been a breath of fresh air for the franchise, and this poster gave audiences reason to be hopeful. Unfortunately, this remake is just too different in the wrong areas, too mean-spirited and bleak, and overall too dull. What makes Michael Myers the horror icon that he is the mystery behind him. He is pure, undefinable evil. I really did not need to learn about his childhood bully, his mean stepdad, or his pet rat. Thankfully, we did get a much better Halloween movie a decade later. Number 8, Smiley. I'll admit, this is not the best poster, but it is a pretty cool and unique mask for a new horror villain. Smiley looks almost promising until you realize, number 1, this is a YouTube movie starring Shane Dawson, and number 2, the premise is people going into chat roulette and typing, and I quote, "I did it for the lulz," 3 times, which causes the smiley face killer to appear and murder them. Finally, a movie for everyone out there who liked the idea of Bloody Mary, but wished it was just a little bit stupider and incorporated internet slang from 2012. I know Smiley isn't what killed Shane Dawson's career, but I wish it was. Number 7, The Gallows. This is a simple but effective horror poster. It tells you everything you need to know, giving off the sense that something menacing is lurking right around the corner for this terrified girl. And what was lurking around the corner for audiences was a real shard of a movie, with nauseating shaky cam in dark rooms following an ensemble of the most insufferable main characters you can imagine. Number 6, The Nun. Nothing groundbreaking here, but a fairly cool poster with an interesting contrast between good and evil. I was honestly really excited for The Nun after the introduction of Alec in The Conjuring 2. The scene with the painting was absolutely terrifying. However, The Nun, to put it nicely, sucks complete ass. The story and the characters are so dull. There was no engaging mystery, no heart, no substance. I wasn't invested in anything or anyone. The only thing I was rooting for was for this chore of a movie to come to an end. Number 5, Boogeyman. Another simple but effective poster. The image of a slightly ajar closet door with a hand peeking out instantly transports you back to your childhood. It invokes a very clear feeling of dread and nostalgia. For a Boogeyman movie, It's pretty much the perfect poster. The movie, on the other hand, is far from perfect. The overused CGI boogeyman looks bad, even for 2000 standards. The story is non-existent, and the scares are just loud and nauseating. Number 4, The Boy 2. I'll be the first to admit it. The Brahms doll in the Boy series looks creepy. If you ignored the sequel's dumb title and ignored everything you know about these movies, judging just from the poster, it looks like it could be a spooky little movie. But Brahms The Boy 2, the sequel to the movie The Unauthorized Rusical, is a total mess. The big twist in the first one is the haunted doll wasn't actually haunted. It was actually a man living inside the walls moving Brahms around. That twist is dumb and it has been done before, but whatever. At least it's consistent. That is the story they're going with. But number 2 just couldn't help itself. It had to one-up the last ending, spit in the face of logic, and undo the one reveal from the last movie, deciding to have a double twist where Brahms, in fact, was actually haunted the whole time, and behind his stupid little porcelain face, there are a bunch of evil worms. Fuck that, fuck Brahms, and fuck this whole franchise. And yes, if they make The Boy 3, I will be there on opening day. Number 3, White Noise. This poster is effectively unsettling. There's a creative use of sound waves merging with a ghostly image. It looks like White Noise should be a scary, otherworldly ghost movie. But in reality, White Noise is barely a horror movie and more of an incredibly boring personal drama about a grieving widower. While the poster may be somewhat misleading, at least the title isn't, because White Noise will put you to sleep. Number 2, Pulse. One of the cooler posters on this list, a sea of ghostly hands swallowing a girl, is a claustrophobic person's nightmare. I vividly remember seeing this poster as a kid in theaters, and it freaked me the fuck out for years before I was brave enough to actually watch it. Pulse came out in the period after the success of The Ring, where American studios were trying to quickly pump out their own remakes of popular Japanese horror movies to cash in. Pulse is one of the worst examples of the era. It feels rushed, dumbed down, not well thought out, and lazy through and through. Do not watch Pulse if you are at all interested after seeing the cool poster. Instead, watch the much better original movie. And number 1 on my meaningless list, One Missed Call. It's so strange for such a bad movie to have such iconic imagery. I feel like even if you haven't seen the movie, there's a good chance you've seen this poster. The image is deeply unsettling and uncanny. Hell, I even considered going as this face for Halloween before, and I fucking hate this movie. I know Rotten Tomatoes is not the end-all be-all, but it is a good source to get a sense of the general response to a movie from audiences. One Missed Call has a 0% score. 0%. Not one critic who watched this was willing to say it was even okay or passable. There is no doubt in my mind this movie is number 1. It is the movie that inspired this entire video. What a complete waste of an incredible poster. And that is my list of horrible horror movies with amazing posters. These types of videos are my favorite to make, as I always get angry comments from people defending a movie I honestly never would have expected people to defend so passionately. For example, my video trashing 47 Meters Down Uncaged has by far the most comments I've ever gotten on a video, and it's not even really close. Comments such as, "Shut up, it's the best movie," which has 40 replies from 40 different people arguing back and forth. Bashers of 47 Meters Down had bad attitude. Honestly, the worst part isn't the fact that you're completely wrong about every aspect in your review. It's your annoying, dumb, cute little voice that is only pretending to be interested in me, but I know he only wants me for the ad revenue. This isn't a bad movie, this is such a good movie, and at the end when you say do anything else but watch this movie, this is such BS, this is such a good movie, and it's not my fault that you're stupid enough to think this movie is dog shit, like seriously. To which I replied, my dad was eaten by sharks, and the commenter replied back with a very respectful, "Oh." This is by far my favorite comment section. Do not get me wrong, I am not bashing anyone here. There are some awful movies that I love and would defend to the death. So please, leave me a comment telling me what awful movie I left off this list, or why I'm an irredeemable, insufferable asshole for disliking the Nun. I truly am excited to read them all. If you like this video, please subscribe. I post new horror reviews, recommendations, and deep dives on Fridays. As well, on Mondays, I post quick 1-minute recommendations for horror movies you can find on streaming services. I appreciate every subscription, like, and comment, no matter how angry. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.